Email has become one of the most important communication tools in our lives today, and without it, well, we feel kind of lost. With the iPhone taking the market by storm, setting up an Exchange server has become even more popular for small home businesses and SMEs. In this episode, we're going to show you how to set up Exchange server from scratch and connect your iPhone to it. Many administrators and home users have attempted to install Exchange and failed, simply because of just one or two missed or incorrect steps. If you're one of the many that have tried and failed, I have a super quick 10-minute setup guide to help you get Exchange up and running and working with your iPhone. So if you're ready, let's get started. But first, let's take a look at the steps we're going to take. Step 1, set up and configure Windows Server. Step 2, set up and configure Exchange. Step 3, set up the DSL router. Step 4, register a domain. Step 5, set up the external DNS. Step 6, connect the iPhone to the Exchange server. And Step 7, send an email to our iPhone. Okay, first we'll take a look at the list of things you'll need. First thing you'll need is a reasonably powerful computer with 3 or 4 gig of RAM, DSL router modem of some sort, and an iPhone. Okay, the key software we'll need is Windows 2003 R2 Server Premium Edition, Exchange Server 2007 SP1, and then we also need the Windows preparation apps and hot fixes. So there's 8 of those. Most of those are KBs, KB something or other. You can download those from the web. Just do a Google search, type in KB, whatever the number is. So the first one's KB 907265. There's the Best Practices Analyzer. There's Windows KB 914961, KB 931836, then .NET FX.exe, and then KB 926776 and KB 942084. And finally KB 926139. So go and grab those. When you got those, I'll see you back here. Well, that's about it. So if you have everything you need, let's get to it. And I'll show you how to set up this baby. Okay, let's take a quick look at what's happening with our network. Over here on the right hand side, we've got our Exchange server. We've got IIS and DNS on this Exchange server. Our computer name is DWTM, so it kind of could be like an internal A record. Our internal DNS is trainwise.local. You could use .com if you wanted to. We use .local. Our IP address is 192.168.42.100. Now over here on the external DNS, we have, this is our external DNS hosting trainwise.com. Our MX records are wisemail.trainwise.com and autodiscover.trainwise.com. And our A record is wisemail. So that's our A record there. These are our external devices. Now I'll just show you quickly how mail will work. So if mail comes from the outside, let's say we're sending an email message from to t2@trainwise.com. What would happen is that email would go out to the net. From there it would look for trainwise.com. So since this is our DNS server here, it will forward that email to this DNS server. Then it will want to know where Wisemail is. Now since we've got an A record pointing to that WAN address over here, it will send our mail back to the net to this router and our WAN address here. The router then forwards the packets to our Exchange server. Now you can see down here that I've listed the protocols and the ports that they talk on, which you'll see in the firewall later. So for example, email will end up in the router, forwarded to the Exchange server and go to 100. So that's how it sends mail. Step 1, set up and configure Windows Server. First thing we need to do is install Windows. Put the DVD in the drive, type in A, press enter. Windows will start setting up. Just follow the prompts from there. Petition your drive when you get to that point. Set up NTFS petition, do a quick petition format. Setup will copy some files across and then basically it'll restart or reboot. Once the computer's restarted, you'll end up here with about 39 minutes to go. After about 5 or 6 minutes, it'll take you to this prompt. Set up your locales and your various settings from here. Then once you're done with that, type in your username at this point, put in your product key and type in your computer name. Our computer name is DWTM. You'll decide on your own computer name at this point. And then put in your password. Click next. Set up various other parameters from here and then the computer will reboot and restart. Once it does that, we'll come back and we'll configure the rest of the machine. Windows loves rebooting, so we're going to do this again. We're at the login screen now. Log in here, administrator, put in your password that you set earlier. Let it do its various bits and pieces. Now when you get to this point it wants to continue setting up, do not click next, just click cancel. Don't set this up. Say yes to cancelling that. Now we're going to set up TCP IP settings. So go into your IP settings on your network card. Gateway is your router and the DNS is the IP address of this machine, which is 100 or 192.168.42.100. And then from here we're going to set up or turn the Windows firewall off because it's on as a default. So do that. Last thing we want to do is set up Firefox. So configure Firefox. Nothing tricky here, just follow the prompts again as per usual. Okay, first thing we'll do is remove the SMTP service. In Add Remove Programs, find the SMTP service, deselect it, click OK, follow the prompts. Now we'll install KB907265, double click on the file, follow the prompts, click Finish. Okay, another easy one, XBPA, double click on that, install the Best Practices Analyzer, follow the prompts, and your phone will ring. That's fine. Install Service Pack 2, it's KB914961. I'm sure you've all done it before. So just follow the prompts, don't bother restarting, click Finish. Install KB931836, nice fast one, pretty quick. Follow the prompts, click Finish. Now we'll set up the domain controller, open a command prompt and type in DC promo, press Enter. Follow the prompts, leave all the prompts as a default. In the full DNS name type in your domain name.local, so in our case it's trainwise.local, and the net BIOS name is trainwise for us. Yours will be your domain name. Again, leave the prompts as they are, just follow through. Type in your password. When you get to the password prompt, click Next, allow the domain controller to run, and then reboot. Restart the computer. Okay, we're ready to log on to our domain controller for the first time now. Click OK to that message. Now we need to type in our password and then select our domain. Since we now have a domain controller, click OK and log on. Okay, now we'll set Windows to Windows 2000 Native in high mode. Open Active Directory Domains and Trusts. Right click on the domain, raise domain functional level, and set the Windows 2000 Native high mode. Finish up from there and follow the prompts. .NET Framework 2 is next on the list. That's .NETFX.exe. Double click on that. Fairly simple one again, straightforward. Just click on the prompts and away you go and click Finish when you're done. Okay, two more hot fixes for us to do. Love those hot fixes. Two of them, KB926776, KB942084. Nothing tricky about these, just simply run them, follow your prompts as per usual, and install them and set them up and click Finish. Okay, PowerShell needs to be installed, KB926139. Double click on that file, install it, follow the prompts as usual. Again, fairly straightforward, relatively quick. Click Finish and that's completed. Okay, now we need to set up RPC over HTTP. Open the Add Remove Windows components, scroll down to Networking Services, click on Details, select RPC over HTTP there, tick that, click OK, click Next, and that's it. A couple more settings for Windows. So we'll do the DNS or the internal DNS settings now. Go into Admin Tools and DNS. Open your domain there. You've got the forward lookup zones or reverse lookup zone. If you open forward lookup zones, have a look in there and you'll notice that your domain there is already created with your IP address. The domain name, in our case, our machine is DWTM, as you know already by now. What we need to do is go into reverse lookup zone. So double click on that, Action, New Zone, set up a new zone, click on Next, leave these options as they are. Just follow the prompts, don't change anything here. In the network ID, put your network ID. In our case, it's 192.168.42. From there, click Next, leave that as it is, and then click Finish. Now you'll notice we've got our zone here. From here, we want to right click in this window and select New Pointer, New PTR. And put in your IP address, which is 100, and then select our fully qualified domain name from there. Click on Browse, drill down until you find your computer name, DWTM for us. Click OK, or you could just type in the host name there, dwtm.trainwise.local. Click OK, and that's it. It's set up.